Hello, everyone! Welcome to Thursdays at 3 at 4 o'clock. I'm your host today, Jason Crespin. Annika wasn't able to do Thursdays at 3 this week, but I am here and hosting. And thankfully, our guests today could move from 3 to 4 because I had a busy day today. I'll tell you that in a little bit. But those of you, if it's your first time watching Thursdays at 3, this is basically where we tell you everything that's going on at the Amarillo Little Theater this week and upcoming week. We got a lot of great stuff happening at the theater, lots of shows in some sort of existence right now. Super, super excited. So welcome to Thursdays at 3. If you don't already, make sure to like us, subscribe to us, all those things. Give us the hearts, give us there should be like a money sign. That should be like, I'm going to give a money sign, meaning we donate to ALT, right? All those things. But anyway, we're so glad that you're watching. Hopefully everyone is having a great week. A lot of you guys have, it's your Friday. A lot of schools and different businesses and stuff like that are closed tomorrow or Monday for a fall break. Listen, I didn't have a fall break when I was a kid. We just had spring break. We had no fall break. We had to go to school all the time, uphill both ways in the snow, all those things. You know what I mean? So all you kids who are like, oh, fall break. Yeah, we didn't have fall break. So enjoy fall break. I'm very jealous of y'all. Hello, Golden Gamer 300K, which I think is Lane, as if I remember correctly. How you doing, Lane? Hope you're having a great day today. What's going on at the theater, you might ask? Well, one, the reason why it's at 4 o'clock today, not 3 o'clock, I made a quick run down to Midland today. Woke up very early this morning. I had to return some props and a few costume pieces. In fact, Lane, your lederhosen was one of the things I returned today. Shout out to Midland Community Theater, who gave us a rental on some costumes. Remember those awesome 4 giant squirrel costumes? Yep. Those were riding with me today back to good old Midland. Remember like the little like nautical underwater headpieces that Grandpa Joe and Charlie were wearing underwater? Yep, that was in my passenger seat today. Did I get weird looks? Yes, I did. Especially when gassing up, they were like, "Oh, is somebody in your passenger seat?" No, it's just. Luckily, it's Halloween right now, so I feel like I got away with like dead squirrels in the back and like nautical helmets in the front. That sounds like a weird haircut from the 80s, right? Anyway, so it was a good time, but I'm glad to be back in time for Thursdays at 3 at 4 o'clock. So thank you guys for being patient with a good 4 o'clock day. Thank you for laughing at me, Lane. Appreciate that so much. If you're watching, comment below, or if you have any questions for our guests today, let us know. A couple things I want to let you know, of course, of things going on at the theater. We have one of our shows is currently rehearsing over at the Adventure Space. That is The Boys in the Band. That's right. This is a show that I'm directing. We are in our second week of rehearsals. Things are going really, really great. We're getting some costume pieces in and some wigs in and stuff like that. It's always exciting when we have a show. It's almost like Christmas morning with Amazon. All the things that we get to order from all around the country start coming in for shows. So that's exciting. So we have Boys in the Band that's rehearsing over at the Adventure Space. We also have, of course, Chemical Imbalance that's going to be opening on the 19th. Our 2 guests are from that show. But before we talk to them, we want to remind you there's some volunteer opportunities. This was what was posted earlier this week. Of course, painting going on all week from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you have some downtime, or even if you are a builder, can hold some power tools and put them together where they're strong enough to stay together. Not me at all. But I can hold things and I can paint things. So if you can come volunteer, there's opportunities tomorrow. That's Friday, October 6th, here at the ALT main stage, starting around 10 a.m. to about 5 p.m. You can always contact Noah Lang. His email is noah@amarillo.littletheater.org, or just come by the box office. Come on by. We'll send you back. We'll get you started on painting some things. If we can get some more stuff done this week, it sets us up ready for that volunteer work call that's this Saturday, that build work call and paint work call. Both, we got some last minute things to build and then a ton of stuff to get painted, some foam to get worked on, tons of stuff. This is our big work call for Chemical Imbalance this weekend, so help us out. Always, we want to know if you're coming. If you are coming, we want you to email Lissa, our volunteer coordinator. You can email her at lissa@amarillo.littletheater.org. Again, that's Lissa at amarillo.littletheater.org. We just want to make sure you get a good head count. And if you're like, I might be coming, I'm not sure, email Lissa, because here's what we want. We want a good head count for lunch. Our fantastic volunteers, they do an awesome lunch every time we have any sort of work call. I mean, if you've ever had Treva's cobbler, you know it's an awesome work call. They make great soup. They've made great, Mexican pylons. They've made sandwiches. They've done tons of great, great food. But they need a good head count so that way they, one, don't run out of food, and can also make sure that we have enough plates and all of that good stuff. So email Lissa. Work call starts about 9:30 a.m. Yep, 9:30. But if you're like, I can't be there at 9:30, I got to sleep in on Saturdays, Jason. We'll come by 11 o'clock. Come for an hour. Just I promise, if you even just come for an hour, that's going to be a huge help to our tech team and this cast of getting the show ready to open. It's going to be so exciting, but we need your help. So come on down, let Lissa know. Here's more information there as well. If you don't get on the emails, if you don't get these emails from Lissa, she usually sends them out Tuesday afternoons. Call the box office or email her, of course, at that email. You can call her. There's her phone number, of course, 806-355-9991. Get on the volunteer email list. It's a great way for us to, of course, get that information out to anyone that's interested in helping in any way. There's also going to be more information coming up for if you are interested in working crew for Chemical Imbalance. Those dates, of course, are starting on Sunday, October 15th through the 18th. Then the shows through the 19th through the 29th. So be on the lookout for more emails or information about working crew for this fantastic, fantastic show. Very excited about it. What else is going on? The Academy, gosh, they are busy. Fall semester is well underway. And they have auditions, that's right, Prancer auditions, starting on the 9th and 10th. This is the second Academy show of our season. There's approximately 40 roles available for students in the grades 3 through 12th grade. These are, of course, auditions that will be at the ALT Adventure Space. Visit amarillo.littletheater.org/academy. You'll see the audition packet. There's a link for signups where you can sign up for an audition slot. I remember this movie. I'm dating myself now, but I remember this movie when I was a kid. It was such a good movie. It's such a good holiday show. It's going to be really, really cool. And I have just seen, not fully, I've just seen like the rendering of the puppet that they are going to be custom building for this production. Harrison has a puppet that's being custom built for us, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic, y'all. It's going to be really, really cool. So again, auditions are on the 9th and 10th coming up at the ALT Adventure Space. So check out the website. It'll give you all the information. Of course, you can always email harrison@amarillo.littletheater.org. Lane, you're my one sole fan today. With that, yay. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Lane. What else is going on? Also in the Academy, we want to make sure you guys are aware. Tomorrow is the last day for the Showstoppers fundraiser. Of course, they're selling that great Palace coffee. They are basically raising funds to go to an amazing event in February. They're performing at the Lincoln Center. They'll be performing in the production of Children of Eden, star-studded cast. The director is a amazing Broadway performer and dancer, Tony Yazbek. Some of the people in it are like fantastic Broadway legends. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, but they need your help. So they're selling coffee right now. Of course, reach out to the Academy, to Harrison. He can get you in contact with how to order your coffee. And on, I think it was Monday, I don't know because I'm not a coffee drinker, but I believe it was Monday, was National Coffee Day. And our amazing marketing director and Academy director made this little ditty. Enjoy.
Bruh. Seriously?
What? I'm just enjoying the sweet sound of sending the Amarillo Little Theater Showstoppers to New York City to perform in a concert with Broadway stars. Support our ALT Showstoppers by buying Palace coffee from them today.
I just spit everywhere.
I love the bloopers at the end. That cracks me They did a great job with that video. So yeah, so help the showstoppers get to New York, buy some coffee. There'll be some other events going on throughout the year as well, including, and you might be thinking, how are they doing that? We'll explain. But on Saturday, October 28th at 2:30 p.m., our ALT Showstoppers is having their Halloween Spooktacular concert. Ooh, spooktacular. Ooh, that's my impression of a ghost. It's going to be here at the ALT main stage, suggested donations of $10. And you might be thinking, wait, Jason, isn't there a show for Chemical Imbalance? You are correct. We thought, what better set to have for the background of this amazing, amazing concert, but the amazing set of Chemical Imbalance. So the concert will be during the day, like a little quick mini matinee. We'll get you in, you'll hear some tunes. We'll say, go away and have some good dinner as we clean up the theater and then come back to enjoy a spooky and hilarious production of Chemical Imbalance. I can never audition for a ghost, apparently, because, you know what's funny now that I think about it? When we did Christmas Carol 100 years ago, I was the headless ghost. Now I know why, because they were like, stop making these horrible ghost sounds. And like my arthritic, weird jellyfish jazz hands as my scary ghost. Anyway, yeah, note to self, I will not play a ghost anytime soon. Oh, this just in, Raquel says, this role almost killed Harrison. Nice. That was fantastic acting in that Adventure Space dressing room for that coffee video. I love it. But anyway, so yes, come on down. Come support the Showstoppers. If you got kids, even if you don't have kids, come on down, dress up in your costume. We're going to have a great old time. It's going to be awesome. They're rehearsing some cool, like, spooky Halloween songs and, like, Disney villain songs. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a lot of fun. So come on down. Finally, before we get to our amazing guests, I don't have a photo of this person, but I do have, in tradition of our amazing Annika, I have a volunteer of the week. Okay, all these things are new now. Let me now play the volunteer of the week video. What? I feel like now that Annika has taken over Thursdays at 3, it has definitely, like, the demographic of viewership has gone down because it's so much cooler with, like, these cool sounds and videos. And yeah, good job on that. I love that volunteer of the week video. So our volunteer of the week is, drumroll, George Cumming. George Cumming, we love George. George is amazing. If you know George, he's been at ALT for such a long time. Past board member, past board president, but he comes up. He's at work hall constantly. He helps Noah with some design work. He helps Tana with design work. He's, of course, just an asset to ALT, and he's been vital in helping with our Chemical Imbalance work calls and all that good stuff. So congrats, George. George does not have social media, so that's why I did not have a photo of him. But next time I see George, I'm taking a selfie. I'm gonna be like, George, I need a selfie with you. Just next time I need to have you as a volunteer of the week on our Thursdays at 3. So yeah, huge shout out to George. See Grayson. Grayson says, George. Yeah, we all love George, right? Hope you're having a good day, Grayson. We miss you. All right, enough about blabbering from this face. You didn't come for this mug. You came for the talent. You came for the knowledge, the brains, the beauty of our two guests. They are amazing volunteers of ALT. They're both starring in Chemical Imbalance. Let's bring on two of my favorites, Jerry Tidmore and Avrita. What? How are y'all doing today?
You really talked us up there, Jason.
I know.
I wish I had like streamers and like all the good stuff. Yeah. Happy Thursday. Thank you guys for being here at 4, not at 3. I appreciate that so much. As I was driving back, I was like, what would happen if I had to do this at the side of the road, like with my phone? It's like, oh, that would have been a loud and interesting Thursdays at 3. First off, in case any of our viewers are like, I'm brand new and I just stumbled upon this YouTube page. Jerry, Eve, remind us, who are you when you are not at ALT? Eve, who are you when you're not at the theater?
My biggest role in life is mother of 5.
Mother. 5. That's right. 5. Woohoo!
I have 4 daughters, and that's a lot of estrogen. I also teach language arts at Houston Middle School.
Yeah,
Been teaching. This is my 10th year of teaching.
that's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you. I love it.
And Eve, this is your third season at ALT?
Yes, third season, because I've been doing
you-
it since I moved here, and this is my third year living here. So
Yeah, we love that. We love that. That's awesome.
I go to Amarillo Fellowship Christian Church too, and I have lots and lots of friends who are coming from that church to see the show and come out and support. I do worship and greeting over there at the church. So
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Eve came to us. We'll get to that in a little bit, but when she auditioned for Shrek, and when she walked in the door and started talking, I was like, I love this lady. She's awesome. Awesome. Jerry, remind us, who are you when you're not acting on the boards of the ALT stage?
I don't know. I am married to Travis, and he's Travis.
Travis Tidmore.
Yes, and my 2 children's, and I teach creative dramatics class.
Yeah, you're one of our new instructors of the academy.
Yeah.
I love that. And remind us, what days do you teach?
Tuesday.
You're a Tuesday creative dramatics. And creative dramatics is our itty bitties, is what we like to call them, our younger actors who are just learning how to use that imagination and have no filter. They have no filter. They'll just say whatever's going on.
No filter.
I didn't even know we had that. That's so cool.
No filter.
Yeah. I remember, it's been 100 years since I taught creative dramatics, but oh my gosh, some of the stories that they would tell me, I was just like, this is hilarious. And I don't know if your family would want you to tell me what's going on in your household right now.
On blast when they're that little, they're always telling all our business, and you like knock them down like, oh, that's just kidding.
They tell on you. Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best. And okay, so obviously we talked about how Eve started with Shrek. Jerry, you started with Anything Goes. I know you were patrons before that, but that was your first kind of introduction into being a performer for us. Was Anything Goes a handful of seasons ago. What was your second show?
Mary Poppins.
It was Mary Poppins. I was thinking it was Bird Woman, but I was like, was that the next show? It was. You're right. Yeah. So that was my first kind of show that I got to do with you. Was of course Mary Poppins, and that was such a fun show as well.
And we had 0 together.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Jerry, Bird Woman and Bird staff.
No.
Not at all. But it was fun seeing you backstage.
Yeah, it was great.
I love it. So obviously you guys are both in Chemical Imbalance. That's of course our next main stage show that's going to be running on our ALT, Alan Shankl's main stage. And in case people are like, what? I didn't know about this. That's right. Tickets right now are on sale to our members, our season ticket holders. Of course, starting this coming Monday, will be on sale to our general public. And we always want to remind you, being a season ticket holder, man, it's such a good benefit because not only do you get discounted tickets when you purchase tickets, but your ticket package basically is better than buying out 4 tickets to the show. You get a ticket a 4-pack. It's cheaper than buying 4 tickets to an actual show. So I always tell people, like, they're like, I don't know. I'm like, you're literally spending more money buying your tickets instead of getting a season ticket. And you get a whole week before to make your reservation for tickets for shows, which is great. This just in, confirming, yes, Travis has said she's married to me. Yes.
That's accurate. Yeah.
Thank you. He's a lawyer, so you have to believe him. Yeah. I love that. We also should say, Jerry, both of your kiddos are in the academy, and Olivia was just an Oompa Loompa. Eve, 2 of your daughters are always at the theater, always lending the best hand and the help. And whenever I see them walk through the door, I always have the sense of, like, great. Like, it's just like they're ready to work. They're going to help. They're awesome. I know you say they sometimes fight amongst themselves, but they don't do that at the theater, or at least I don't see it. So it's very, very handy.
They save that for home.
Right. Yeah,
Always.
exactly. Yeah, but we love Hope and Faith. They are fantastic volunteers and always rock stars. So let's talk about Chemical Imbalance. A lot of people are like, what is Chemical Imbalance? It's funny whenever you search it, if you don't put Chemical Imbalance, the play, you get some weird information about, health and medical things. This is, of course, a Jekyll and Hyde play. And when people think, we've had people ask, is it scary? Is it, is this going to be something that I should bring my, teenagers to? Is it going to be too scary for them and this and that? So Eve, Jerry, tell us, what is Chemical Imbalance, a Jekyll and Hyde play about?
Take it away, Jerry.
I mean, it's about Jekyll and Hyde. It is a different sort of telling of Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
And it's farcical and silly, but also very proper at the same time.
Sure. Yeah.
If that makes
it's
Victorian.
Victorian era London, 1888. So it's historically, set in the right time period. But Dr. Henry Jekyll, as we all know, is experimenting with that psyche of good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
Then this show kind of explores that psyche just on a different level.
Yes.
Eve, who do you play in the show?
I play Ambrosia Jekyll.
Jekyll. And who is she?
Sister of Henry Jekyll. Super fun role. Very, very. I don't get as many funny parts because I'm like the nagging sister who's always trying to hook him up with Jerry's character. So I'm just like, myself, I guess, in the play, like always trying to get it together. I get to try to spend the whole time trying to get them together in the play. And I really love her character because she's so drunk all the time. Why do I always say drunk, Jason? What is this? I am not going to be typecast.
You're so good at it.
I just realized that. It was like another role where I am drunk.
That's funny.
I'm really enjoying it. I think Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, she's right. It is another take on it. But I laugh from start to finish. Like this whole show, I just have to totally go into my character or I would just sit there laughing the entire time.
Yeah. Those are the best. Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
I love that. Jerry, who do you play in the show?
I play Rosamunda Dewthistle. And
that's a name.
Yes, it is. And I am an eligible bachelorette, if you will.
Nice.
But almost ineligible. Like, I'm getting up there, it's like an emergency and we've got to hurry this up. So that's kind of my storyline.
You're hoping to get the rose, hoping to get that rose from
yep.
Dr. Jekyll.
Or the chrysanthemum, if you will.
Oh, chrysanthemum. Okay, there you go. I feel like it's a cool episode of The Bachelor. Just a twisted version of that. This show or the premise of the show comes from, of course, the great classic book and story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And this show, we want to remind audiences, it tells that, of course, it is a farce, it's a comedy. And Eve, this is your first play with us. You, of course, have done musicals. How has it been in a play?
Oh, man, I haven't done a play in years, and I missed it so much. I am so glad that they always give you a shot at Amarillo Little Theater. You always get to show what you can do in every audition. It's not like, oh, she's just a singer, she's a dancer. I love it that I didn't just get typecast and that they could now see me in these different roles and see some of my acting chops. I'm really excited about that. I love that.
I'm so excited for that. I was going
to say too, when you were talking about if it's like a family friendly show, because that's always my concern too. Like I have a variety of ages in my family, and I'm always wondering, like, can my younger ones see it? And I would say, like, it's totally, it's so well done. It's not gory. It's not super violent. I'd say it's safe for children. The only reason I wouldn't bring anyone elementary age is because they might not understand what's happening because the language is kind of elevated because of the nature of it and the time period. They're not snooty at all, they're not pretentious. But I feel like bringing a little one, like I won't bring my 7-year-old because by like 20 minutes in, she'll be like, I want to go, like I just, so
I'm bored.
I don't think it's like inappropriate for a little kid to see, but I don't think they'll be interested in it. But I think 13 and up ish, 12 maybe, they might be interested enough, because it's so funny that when we get to the comedic parts of it, the physical comedy, it'll have you just
exactly.
It's just so funny.
We did the same with which this kind of falls into in some aspects with Murder on the Orient Express, and with Clue, we just did 10 and up because we were like, I don't think anyone younger than that's going to enjoy it, because and also they're going to miss some of the jokes, which is good. Some of them, they need to miss the jokes because they're, you know, innuendos of this and that. But I agree. I think, you know, the demographic that this is a lot wider than a lot of people are thinking, because they think this might be like a jump and scare and you know, this kind of gory, you know, aspect of the show. And it's not that. It's yes, there's elements to that, but it's done in a comedic way for sure. And it's funny because I know some of our people, we'll talk to Terry Wilson later on in the coming weeks for Thursdays at 3, but when you first read the script, if you don't know it's a comedy, you might think this script isn't that great, because you're like, you know what I mean? You're reading it as like this serious acting piece, but then when you realize, oh, this is a comedy, then all the things click with it for sure. It's what I think. Jerry, for you started doing musicals and then slowly started picking up these plays, and now you're in another play. What draws you to doing plays as well as musicals at ALT?
They challenge me. I am a singer, and then I'm an actor, and then I'm a dancer. It's not.
You can move.
You've seen me. I try.
I choreographed you. You can move.
Yeah, I do my very best. I practice a lot. But so it challenges me because I don't have a song to hide behind. It's, you know, it's different. And it's really fun. I like it. It's harder in some aspects to me because it's, you know, there's no music, there's no we get a break, we get a dance break now, and then we come back to the action. It's just a constant action. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
no, 100%. You know, I would consider myself a dancer first, and even in my acting, I always did movement because that's where I felt comfortable. I could hide behind that, and so I totally get that for sure. Funny thing with plays too, one, less rehearsals. There's no choreography on the weekends. There's, you know, this show, we should mention, is also only a one act, if you will. So there's no intermission for this play, similar to Clue, similar to other shows that we've done recently. And so I'm sure it also goes by quicker. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my gosh, we're already here. What? Yeah. Obviously, we want to talk.
They set up a lot. Like everything's upright. It's all in your acting and your ability, your intonation, your ability to convey the character. You don't get to, you know, even move your hands very much as you naturally would. You're very poor and you're very stiff, and you know it's
right. Yes.
And you really have to commit to not moving.
So I remember years ago in the academy, I directed the play Little Women with our academy students, and the same thing, they were kind of doing a little more modern gestures and stuff like that. And so very early in the rehearsal process, I was like, we're putting on girdles, and we did. They each had their own little girdle, and it completely changed how they sat, how they walked, how they carried themselves. And it was like, it was almost like an added character element for them, because they understood, I can't just, you know, sit on the couch like I do at home. I have to be a certain way, and then it read into their characters, which I was really excited for that. It's always fun to do sometimes a period piece as well, because you get to take on this like, like this is how it was back then, or I forgot that, you know, we're not high-fiving, or we're not, you know, like on our cell phones in a scene, like, this is really fun. We should, of course, mention Terry Wilson directing this show. Terry Wilson, of course, has directed Calendar Girls. Of course, Jerry was in that production a couple seasons back, directed Significant Other. This is her first main stage show, which we're excited for, see her work there. Of course, Travis Tidmore, assistant director, he says there, I'm lucky enough I get to watch it every night, and it's a blast. That's awesome that he is now on the other side of the table, which is exciting as a volunteer for us. And then a new person, Deborah McCullum, I believe is how you pronounce her last name, is a production assistant. And she, I believe, Jerry, am I correct, is in the adult improv acting class?
Yes, she was this summer, yeah.
So I love that. I love that she got involved.
And
with
now
that,
she's still in it. We're still in it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love that. So I love that our family keeps growing and people want to volunteer.
Yeah.
And excited
Awesome.
about that. Ooh, this just in fact, live from the field, director Terry Wilson. Some are nearly imploding from trying not to gesture. That's awesome. That's awesome.
7th graders. I have to be animated all day. I'm like, hey, look over here. We're gonna do reading. Like it's, hey, don't eat that gum. Hey, get off your cell phone. You know, all day long. It's like a show. And then all of a sudden I have to. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. It's hard to bring it down, and then also not your energy, like to still bring energy through your character without looking like
that's hard,
mummified. You know, it's so difficult to just admit that.
Yeah, right. No, I completely understand.
Yeah.
Terry also says that Deborah was also in her script analysis class. That's right. I love that. Debbie Perry, amazing volunteer, says, so excited to see this show. As am I, Debbie, as am I. Rounding out, of course, the production team, David Walsh has been the set design for this, but he hasn't done a set design for a play in quite some time. You know, he did Shrek, he did Beautiful last season. It'll be fun. Already his work is being built on our stage, which is awesome. And then Kim Schreffler, of course, coordinating the costumes. Noah Lang helping with, of course, all technical elements. And then our tech team of Brandon Kampumi and, of course, Michael Villarreal. With this show, what drew you in to go, I really want to audition for this show? Did you guys know the script beforehand, or maybe sometimes a lot of people have seen this show maybe in a one-act formation or something like that. But what was it that made you go, I want to audition for this play?
I had not seen it. I read it, and, you know, like you said, the first time I read it, I was like, okay. And then, you know, I was like, no, it's a comedy. It's a comedy. You read it again. And so then I read it again as more like, you know, farcical silliness. And then I really liked it. It's just like, it's a very different kind of thing than I have done.
Sure.
Like on several different levels. Like I'm doing things in this show that I have not ever done in any other show. And that was exciting. Like the prospect of being able to do like some of the things that we do in this show was exciting, because you always want to do something different and grow as a performer and artist. And so that was like a big draw for me. And also the time period, like doing a period piece, because, you know, I've done, you know, we did Little Shop and that was 50s. And then Anything Goes was late 30s, early 40s. And you know, Elf was pretty modern. And of course, when I did Into the Woods, that's sort of an amalgamation of eras. I don't know. But like I haven't done Victorian. I guess I did do Little Women in high school, but that's different. That was a long time ago. But the Victorian era, like it just seemed like a whole different kind of challenge, if you will. And I've done a British accent before, because I had to do a British accent for Calendar Girls, but it was Yorkshire British. It was very different.
That is a different British, yeah.
And so that's a challenge too, because now, you know, my character is like she comes from a wealthy family, and so she's, you know, proper, and she's not uppity, but she has to have that proper uppity British sound, and that's very different. And so that I knew that would be a challenge too.
That's exciting, but challenges are fun when you're like, I want to be challenged. I'm going to audition for this to see, and hopefully I can be in it and be challenged. Eve, what about you? What made you think, oh, I want to audition for this?
I love the British accent no matter what. I had done it in a show called The Curious Savage. I played the character British, but she was insane, and so that was a lot of fun. And she didn't know she was insane, but she was insane. That was very fun. It was kind of
I
like
did The Curious Savage in high school.
You did?
Yeah, I was Jeff, I think was the name. But anyway, but that's a great play. I love that play.
And that's one of my all-time favorites. I'd love to do it as an adult, but
yeah,
I felt like this. I felt like it was a cold read. Like I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and then like day one of auditions, or maybe it was I think it was day one. Terry had everyone who was auditioning stand in a line and turn around as like their Hyde. I have never had a director do that before. Like we faced backwards, and then we had to turn around as our Hyde version of ourselves. And
I didn't like it.
Oh, I know. It made you feel so much more vulnerable. I was like, lady, I came here to audition. I can't do this. And But when I did it, it was like, oh, okay, I know what this is. Like as soon as we did it, it was just like, this is going to be so cool. It just kind of set the tone of this is goofy, but this is also a transformation. And it was kind of, to me, I did a show called Reluctant Debutante and a show called Mousetrap. And it was like those two got married for this show. So it reminded me so much of that. I mean, I played Ms. Boyle and she's murdered in that one. And I was like all uppity and stuffy in that show. And so it just really made me feel like, okay, when I started reading it as a cold read, I was like, this reminds me so much of that, only better because it's funnier. And it's just so funny. Like she said, like, I don't know what I was reading. And then all of a sudden when the Henry character, it just came alive once. I mean, he sets the show. I mean, he is an amazing, the actor who plays Henry in our show. And once he was reading and all the Henry bits were coming out, I was like, okay, this is something special. It's really neat. It's so funny. I just can't stop saying that because I could barely act it. I'm just like holding, like trying to turn my face away because it's so funny. I'm like, man, how am I going to hold character the whole time? Because he really just
I love that. That's awesome. Let me see if I can pull up. Yep, there. Liz says, can't wait to laugh at Jerry's funny people. Oh, we love you, Liz.
Yay, Liz.
And that's, I think, what's also so fun about auditions and different directors and things like that. You know, Terry going, let me throw this in the audition process of standing one way and then turn around and be this other type of person and things like that. Just again, challenging and taking risks and being out of your comfort zone and not knowing exactly what you're going to do, but it always pays off. So that's always great. I love that. Okay, remind us who all is in the show. I know some people, we don't necessarily want to let them know what characters they're playing. Some things are a little bit of a surprise. But of course, we have Zach Ohm is playing Dr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll Hyde, if you will. And then Eve, remind us who's playing your mother.
My mother is being played by Joanna.
Joanna Kimball, yes. Which is going to be, I cannot wait to see her play that role. It's going to be absolutely so much fun.
She's spot on.
Yeah, I love that. Then, of course, other cast members, help me remember them all. My thing is not working. We have, of course, Rain Ann's Burrow is in it, which she has been a part of two of our amazing crews for our cast. Now she's getting to be on stage, which is exciting. Same with Ashley Devoid as an actor in the show as well, has been assistant directing and backstage and helping with all that. Now it's going to be on stage, so I'm super excited for that. Oh my gosh, Michael Newman, of course, ALT volunteer, has been here quite some time. Marley Hoggett, and such great roles as well. Cannot wait to see her in this role as well. Then of course we have Treva Aller, yes. Sadly, one of our amazing actresses, Lene, injured her knee, and so she kind of had to say, "I gotta pull myself out." But luckily, Treva Aller is right there and was able to take over the role, and she's going to be fantastic. Scott Royster is in the show. Nels Bjork is in the show. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely just so exciting. In fact, there. For some reason, my mouse isn't working, so I'm having to use my keyboard. Yep, thank you, Terry. Michael Newman, Ashley Devoid. Perfect. See, Terry's doing great. Terry's just listing all of the people.
She's got them all.
Yeah. What I also was going to tell you guys or ask you, especially Eve, tell me more about you of course are somebody who's come in the past 3 years. Talk about real quick about what it's like to be the new person at ALT, and maybe if there's somebody watching who's considering maybe auditioning or volunteering, what words of wisdom would you give them, do you think?
There's a fly that hates me in this room. I ruining this whole interview.
No, you're good.
Coming in, I came from Colorado, and there in Colorado Springs, I don't know a nice way to. Oh yes, I know a nice way. Auditioning for the fine arts there, it's like the same people get cast, and you never get to be in. Like it's just, especially. Can I say it? If you have brown skin, you're not always their favorite. You can like delete that later if that's not okay to say. It was so nice to come in and see a diverse group of people audition and get cast in so many shows that I've been in already. And just, I didn't know that there was room for me. I think I'm kind of weird. And anyway, you know, when I first met you, I said, I love Jesus and pole dancing. Like that is me. It's not easy to explain to people, but I'm just like, okay. So like finding a place where you feel like, where do I fit? I just like, because I like everybody, and that doesn't mean everybody likes you, you know? And so, but I feel like at ALT, you do, you just learn how to grow, adjust, tolerate, like all of it. It's just all there. All of the inclusivity that you would be looking for is there. Like it's not about, it's not about anything but your talent. Like you
Sure.
come there and you just feel, it's so cliche, but it feels like family. It's just like,
yeah, agreed.
That's my crazy uncle over there, and that's my best friend over there, you know, and it does, it like they just, and people genuinely get to know you here. Like they have taken the time to get to know my children. That always means a lot to me, feeling like I can bring my kids to an environment where they're welcomed. It's not just, oh, get those kids out of here. It's like the more the merrier, come work, you know? And
yeah, we're like, here's a paintbrush. Here's some chocolate to wrap up.
Like, oh, here's some food and come work, you know? And if
Exactly.
a teenager hears food, they're like, where do I go? Like, what do I need to do to get it? But it's so welcoming, and I didn't expect that. I didn't know what I was getting into. I looked for the closest theater house to my house, and I just happened to find this gem and this diamond in this community that I didn't know was here. I was just looking to get into theater in any way I could. Like I hadn't done it in a couple of years. I had been coaching step and hip hop dance at the high school, and I was kind of immersed in that for about 3 years. So I had taken a step away from theater, and did some choreography for high school since I'm a teacher. And so just kind of took more of like director positions and things like that. But being back on the stage, I mean, it's been incredible. I couldn't wait to do a play again. And I finally found one that I was not too young for, or to that for, you know, you got to find the one where they're looking for you, the one that fits you, or you fit the character they're looking for. So
sure,
like I can't say that enough. ALT has just made us feel like family, and our family just is so touched by that. And my husband's not a thespian at all. Like she got to say, I'm married to, you know, Ted Moore, and I'm like, nobody knows my man, but he's good looking. So, but he loves
but he
it.
comes
like,
to see shows, yeah.
I mean, he is like, I had no idea you could do that, you know, and him coming to see, he's just like, he wants to be at every show, whether I'm in it or not. Like, I think I've kind of sucked him in to my world. You know, he really loves it. He loves watching shows. And I think the period piece is going to be exciting because he's a history teacher. So he'll know like what is not in place and where things should be and all that. This will be the first one where he might know a little bit more than me about some. I was like, I'm pretty Brit lit. I'm an English teacher. I know some stuff.
I love it. Gabe, my mouse is not working, so I'm just gonna read these. Gabe says, I'll be there opening night, can't wait. And he also says, I agree, Eve, ALT is home. And then Travis says, to Eve's point, I found ALT to be a better example of Jesus's love and acceptance than most churches. It's funny because so many people, they sometimes call this their church because they come and are able to just do, you know, their one, share their God-given talent, but two, they are able just to accept people and kind of nurture great relationships with community members and all people, different walks of life, you know, from kids to adults to people who are retired and teachers and crazy Hispanics who are getting gray hair by the day and all the good things. And so it's something to definitely a special place to be that we're all so thankful for. Jerry and Eve, if you could sum up maybe in a sentence of who should come see this show, who should come see Chemical Imbalance, or somebody who's coming to see it, what they're going to experience. You know, if someone's like, in one sentence, tell me what to expect or why I should come, what would you say? Jerry, I'm going to go with you first.
Shoot.
Other than we already know it's the perfect Halloween fall type show, like the perfect show to put you in the spirit of the fall, and you know all these kids are on fall break. Thank God for teachers being on fall break as well.
Hallelujah.
Right, exactly. But it's one of those things where it's like, this is going to be such a fun show to put everyone in that kind of holiday, Halloween kind of mode. Other than that, why else should people either come see it, or what are they going to see when they come see it?
Because you want an escape and you want to laugh and just have a good time for 80 minutes, you know? You want to, I mean, it's just 80 minutes of escape.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. It's funny. It'll hold your attention. It'll be a really good time. You won't regret it.
Yeah. Eve, what about you?
I feel like if I had to describe it, I would say a show that spirals out of control on purpose. What you want to see, the classic element of the transformation, that is so juicy and wonderful, and he just does it so well. But it's what you want it to be, but it's a zanier than you expected.
Yes.
So
I love that.
Spirals out of control on purpose.
Yep. Accurate.
That's the best. That's the best. I cannot wait to see this show. It's going to be so much fun. We want to remind everyone, if you're membership or season ticket holders, which we all should be, you can get your tickets now. Of course, call our box office, 806-355-9991. Log in, amarillo-littletheater.org. If you're not season ticket holders, you got to wait till Monday starting at 10 a.m. But seats are going quick, so you don't want to delay. Of course, we want to remind you Thursday shows are at 7:30, Fridays and Saturdays 8 o'clock, Sunday matinees at 2:30, October 19th through the 29th. And like I said, 80 minutes, no intermission. It's going to be great in and out. See this great, fantastic show. See the amazing work Terry Wilson's putting on the stage with her amazing team, of course, led by these amazing 2 individuals, as well as our amazing volunteers of cast members. So what are you waiting for? Call us right now. Get your tickets. It's funny because I still do this when kids are like, what? Because they do this when they say call.
They don't know what that is anymore.
Yeah. The new thing to do is backstage. I did a head nod, like a sup, sup.
Yeah.
To I think it was Ellison Wyrick, and she was like, what? Like she looked at me like, what are you doing? And then I was like, wait, do kids not know this? So then another kid walked by, and I was like, and they looked at me like, is something wrong with your neck? Then an adult walked by, and I was like, and sure enough, they were like, so then it was like a contest backstage. I was like, who is going to acknowledge the head nod? And it was pretty much like a good, like if you're 18 and above, you nodded back at me. And below that, they looked at me like I was.
Oh my gosh. Are we that old?
Yeah. That's how old you are. If you can respond to that, then Social Security is next week, apparently. So,
like, dab me up, Miss Reader. Dab me up.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Is that a festival?
Like what is they're like I cannot wait. Again, look out everyone, next week social media will be posting more backstage not backstage but promotional photos. We're doing a press photo shoot on Tuesday with the Amarillo Globe News, so we'll get some more photos there, and be on the lookout for some more great kind of social media posts from our amazing marketing director Raquel on upcoming ways you can get tickets and different things like that. And we should shout out, don't forget, almost always now not almost always, but from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory on, for all of our shows, we are partnering with the Amarillo Public Library. So if you have a library card, we've already designated the 2 shows, which is, I believe, the Sunday matinee. Let me pull up my calendar real quick. The Sunday matinee on, the 22nd, October 22nd, and then the Thursday, October 26th show. So the 2:30 matinee and the Thursday 7:30 show on the 26th. Those shows are designated for our library partnership. So if you have a library card, go to the library and you can literally check out tickets to come see the show for free, y'all, for free. It's an awesome partnership that we're doing with the library. So if you're like, man, we're stretched thin, we've spent too much money on our Halloween costume, go to the library, get some tickets to see our show. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So huge shout out to Amarillo Public Library for partnering with us on that as well. Eve, Jerry, thank you so much, not only for being on Thursdays at 3, but for moving it 1 hour later for 4 o'clock. And I know you guys got rehearsal here in a little bit, so I'll let you go. And also you have kids to make sure that are fed and all of the things and all that good stuff. So I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great rehearsal tonight. Everyone else, we'll see you next week on Thursdays at 3. And get to the theater. Come help us paint some sets, buy some tickets, all that good stuff. All right, y'all. We'll see you guys later. Bye.